Hi, my name's Alan Smith, and in this video I'll be looking at Elvis Impersonators versus Azure Cognitive Search. If you want more background on how I'm leveraging cognitive search, check out the other webcasts in this series. The links are provided in the description. In the previous webcast, I showed how you can very easily leverage Azure Cognitive Services from the Azure Cognitive Search service to be able to generate an image search that identifies celebrities. When I first saw this feature, I was really curious about how the feature worked, and also if it was possible to fool the service. I remember hearing about a story about Charlie Chaplin, who entered a Charlie Chaplin lookalike competition and came in 20th place. I'm not sure how true this story is, but it gave me an idea of doing something similar with Azure Cognitive Search. If you were a celebrity lookalike, would you be classified as a celebrity by Azure Cognitive Search? So I was guessing that Elvis Presley is probably one of the most impersonated celebrities. So let's Google for Elvis impersonator. You can see that we've got a large number of photos of Elvis Presley impersonators. Some of them are pretty good, others not so much. But it is providing us with a great data set of a large number of people attempting to pass themselves off as Elvis Presley. So let's see if any of them can fool the Azure Cognitive Search service. And I'm going to use my trick with the Google image search to be able to generate a large data set of photos of Elvis impersonators. So I'll scroll right down to the bottom to load up as many images as possible, save the results, navigate to the folder, delete any files that are not images, and use a command prompt to rename all of the images to JPEG files. I'm then going to navigate to the Azure storage account that I'm using for the Azure search data, and I'll generate a new blob container called Elvis. I'll set the public access level on this to blob so that the images can be viewed within a web page. And I'll then upload my photos of Elvis impersonators to this blob container. So I'm going to generate an image index in Azure Search and leverage Azure Cognitive Services. I'll run through this very quickly. I go through this in a lot more detail in the first webcast in this series, when we look at indexing photos. So in the search service, I'll select import data. The data is going to be in blob storage, and I'll select the blob storage account and the container for the images I've just uploaded. I'll define a skill set called Elvis skill set, enable the OCR and imaging capabilities, and select to generate tags, captions, and identify celebrities in the images. I'll generate an index called Elvis Index, and select that tags and celebrities will be facetable and filterable. And the indexer, the process that will create those, will be defined to run just once, to populate the index from the data in blob storage. So that will take a couple of minutes, and I'll pause the recording whilst that's taking place. So here we can see that 667 images have been successfully indexed. And I can run a query in the browser, specifying a filter on the image celebrities, where any of these values is equal to Elvis Presley. And you can see that it has returned a few images. So in order to visualize these images, I'm going to use my web application. It's currently pointing at the celebs index, but I'll change this so it's pointing at the Elvis index and run the application. If I enter star, it will return all of the images in the dataset. And because celebrities are faceted, we'll see all of the celebrities that were detected down the left-hand side of the page. It's also generated tags for these images and come up with some captions. Some of these captions are very accurate, whereas others tend to be quite amusing. And we can see that Donald Trump has been identified as a celebrity in these images, which is very topical because I'm just watching the results for the 2020 election. So let's select Donald Trump. And as with the random photos, it looks like somebody's been playing around with Photoshop. Or maybe Donald Trump did used to be an Elvis impersonator, or maybe he still is. So I'll enter Elvis in the search, and we'll select the images where Elvis Presley is identified as a celebrity. And you can see that we've got 4 images there. Well, they look pretty authentic to me, but I'm not really an expert on Elvis Presley's. I'm going to use a website called TinEye, which is a reverse image search. I can paste in the URL of an image, and it will identify web pages that have used that image. So for the first image, I'll copy the address, paste this into TinEye, and here we can see that it's appearing in Getty Images. It seems to be a stock image of Elvis Presley. Let's go for the next one. Again, we can see that the middle one of those is another stock image of Elvis Presley from Getty Images. Let's try the third one. Again, this does look to be a genuine photo of Elvis Presley. So we haven't managed to fool cognitive services so far. How about the fourth one? TinEye hasn't been able to find this on the internet. So I searched through the results from Google and identified the image. So let's open that in a new tab. And we can see that it is indeed a picture of Elvis Presley. We can see that a number of other celebrities were identified here. So let's search for a few of them. Kevin Mills is apparently a famous Elvis impersonator. So is Blake Rainey. So this wasn't really a scientific test, more of a fun example. But it does demonstrate that the celebrity detection capabilities that we've got in Azure Cognitive Search and Azure Cognitive Services do seem to be pretty robust.